When I was a kid, I wanted to be an astronaut.
Flight crew, please prepare for takeoff.
And I remember telling someone with stars in my eyes, one day I'll be an astronaut. He looks at me, kneels down and says, "You know, little girl, it's gonna be a long journey. Prepare yourself, because it's not going to be an easy one. You have to sacrifice a lot. And if you want to get to the top, you have to leave everything behind you." Just imagine this little girl with the big eyes staring at him in disbelief and not being aware that he was just on the way to break her dream. Because hello, this really killed all my desire to become an astronaut. I didn't want to leave things and people behind me. That felt alone. And no, I wasn't prepared for a long journey. I wasn't even making it home from kindergarten because I was lost in my time and space adventures. And on top of that, if the journey would be hard, well, my dream wasn't that fancy anymore. As you know, I didn't become an astronaut, but that wasn't his fault. I just chose another path. Are you someone who has a dream or a vision and you are ready to go to the top, to climb the mountain? I would like to ask you to take a walk with me today in this episode. But we will take a different path, a lighter one, not the one where you have to leave everything behind you. And I will give you my first aid kit for the journey, which contains 6 golden rules to get to the top, but with ease and joy. Are you ready? Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back in your ear, Annajelen, the time lady. While I'm recording this, I'm still sitting in the little house in Lapland, Sweden. We are all alone up here, and the food supply is slowly but steady getting smaller, so we had to start to eat less, which has become an unplanned but quite interesting experience. The last 2 days we had a severe snowstorm heading over us. And sometimes I was just sitting at the window, watching the gale force winds striking the trees, happy that the ones around the house were stable. But now it seems that the storm has passed. Today, let's talk about the path to the top. And I want to tell you my own vision about this. I have never really understood the metaphor or the comparison of climbing a mountain and success. Psychologically, it did not work for me. The top, it feels as if there's just one top. And I always ask myself, and then what comes after the top? The descent? The emptiness? The downward spiral? So whenever I sat in a meeting or in a workshop where someone was taking the metaphor of, "Come on guys, let's climb this mountain together and we will arrive at a high success level," internally I was feeling like, "Oh no, please leave me behind. I'll stay down here and I'll be the one who will call the helicopter if you need some help." Yeah, I was never eager to climb this mountain of success. A few days ago, I was on YouTube looking for a video, and there was this advertisement coming up, and suddenly I found myself watching it to the end. There is this guy sitting in front of a fireplace starting to talk about success. I'm always intrigued to hear this, because I'm always interested to see how people describe success. Now he takes Bill Gates and Warren Buffett as the role models and asks the audience what we believe that all successful people have in common. And there came the word in big letters, F-O-C-U-S, focus. When I see the word focus, I mean, you got me. I love this topic. It's about stop wasting time. It's about putting the right focus on the important stuff. An issue not just to get successful, but to have a fulfilled and better life. But then he starts to talk about all the bad distractions who are killing the focus, like Instagram, Facebook, Netflix, YouTube, and so on. Now, let's be honest, it really depends, doesn't it? It's a matter of opinion if these are all distractions. But then he continues to list a next distraction we all should get rid of. Go drinking beers with friends. Come on, please, you can't be serious. But the worst is, he is serious. I mean, I totally agree with him on the point that we need to focus to be able to get where we want to go. But sacrifice the gatherings with my friends? Isn't that the direct path to dissatisfaction? Let's take the example of young persons. I met so many of them when I was doing my Let's Talk About Time World Tour last year, and some of them were telling me how much pressure they had on their shoulders. Well, I'm not amazed if they think that this is the way to success, to leave everything behind you, and that it is going to be a very hard journey. Now, let me give you a very sad fact. In Switzerland, where I live for the most of the time, the number one mortality amongst young people is suicide. And I'm sure that you have heard about the high suicide rate among top CEOs from top Swiss companies. Why? Why are they choosing death before life? Too much pressure? Well, I tell you what, if I have to leave everything behind me to become successful, I would never ever want to choose this path. But what if you really think that that's the only way? Oh man, I feel so sad when I imagine this. Now, if you are young listening to this, please listen carefully. There are other paths to get you where you want to go, I promise you. There are always other solutions, always. And you really need to know this. And to be successful doesn't always mean to be rich or to be the CEO. Maybe for you, success is something totally different. For example, to have a fulfilled life. And what do you need to have a fulfilled life? Maybe it's to have fun at work, to help others, to spend touching moments with your loved ones, to have a real good connection to your body to stay healthy. And maybe it's also to have some beers with your friends. So no, you don't have to give up everything else. Never, ever believe in this. And maybe you are someone who really does want to go there, to the top. Okay, that's fabulous. You are the one who knows exactly what you want. You have a very concrete goal in your head and you are eager to go there. But please go there with a first aid kit. It will help you to get there safely and in a good condition. And in this first aid kit are 6 suggestions of golden rules. Here they are. Number 1, go your own rhythm. It's so important that you know your rhythm. Get to know your peak times. Have enough breaks to recharge your batteries. Go for it and know when to slow down. Switch between your different modes of rhythm. Number 2, keep the right focus. Yes, get rid of your distractions. Learn how to be disciplined. It's a good thing to be. Not all the time, of course. It doesn't mean that you can't go totally wild sometimes. But if you keep a good level of discipline, it will help you a lot. For example, to keep the discipline, to do the rituals which will help you keep your energy. Or to keep the discipline not to get distracted too often. Number 3, do everything to stay healthy. Give your body some good nutrition, move it and be kind. Because that is the vehicle who will transport you a lifelong. So let's treat it well. What I've learned and which really helped me a lot was to be in a good connection with my body. I started to communicate with my body by asking it for everything that concerns it. For example, body, Hey, buddy, what kind of movement would you like to do? Or what kind of clothes would you like to wear today? Or, buddy, what would you like to eat? And so on. And to be grateful for the body you have, no matter how it looks like. Don't you think it is something incredible? I mean, the body. Do you know how many cells are working right now to keep you going and healthy? Let's think about them as well. And let's stop thinking about what doesn't work, rather what does work. There is so much in your body which actually works. If you are interested in this, I suggest all the books from Eric Franklin. Thank you, Bea. You know why. Number 4, keep the good people around you. Be with people who make you smile and laugh. Be with people who encourage and inspire you. Further, be with people who are very honest with you and be thankful for this honesty. It will make you grow. Surround yourself with people where you can be the person you really are for 100%. No games, no show, no hiding. Just a few persons spending time together where everyone is allowed to be visible. Number 5, do it with mastery and intelligence. What I mean with this is to do it reflective, to take your time, and above all, be patient and keep the persistence. Number 6, always remember to keep the joy or love in the journey. Keep the fun. Stay enthusiastic. Continue to dream. And if you are a rebel, be a rebel with heart. Slowly, we are arriving at the end of this podcast. Today, with a thought for you, dear CEO or entrepreneur who already has arrived at the top. You are up there, and now you might ask yourself, and now, what's next? Maybe you feel this emptiness, but don't worry, the top is not the end. Look around you. Can you see that there is so much more around you? Not just the summits of the mountains, but rivers, hills, meadows, islands. It's a huge playground down there, and I'll invite you to waken up your curiosity and to explore other things. It's going to be different, but I'm sure it's going to be an adventure. Let's end this podcast with a proposal for a new image. Instead of thinking about a mountain we have to climb to get somewhere, why don't we take the metaphor or picture of island hopping? Every island is a goal of yours. Now choose one and let's go there. Now you're on this island. There is no top, there's just this nice little island. And you can leave whenever you want to. Because there are many other islands as well. Choose another one and let's go to this one. Whenever you get there, you can stay as long as you want to. Now, my dear listeners, I would like to send you all my best wishes, but today, especially to my listeners in Mexico, Poland, and Russia. I can't repeat how fun I think this is, that this podcast is listened all around the world. And maybe there are some countries I'm not even aware of. Let me ask you, is there anyone from Japan listening to my podcast? If yes, let me know so I can welcome you personally. Voila, that's all for today. Take care. Bye. By the way, it's worth going to have a look at our YouTube video we made for this episode. You have to know that we haven't seen the sun for over 3 weeks now because the sun is just too low at this period of time up here in the north of Sweden. But on this day, climbing the mountain, we saw her. And the images of the video and the video Samuel editors is just wonderful. So I would really suggest to go and have a look at the video called something like The Path to Success. And if you wonder why I get half naked on the top of the mountain, that is because I love to feel the cold on my skin. I know, it's a bit weird, but very nice. And one last thing. If you like this podcast, please feel free to share it. Imagine you could inspire someone else to reflect about the lifetime they have, or to share some tools for a happier life. You can even share it and get my audiobook for free as a gift from my part that you are sharing it. For this, go to www.annajelen.com, ANNA-JELEN.com, and click on the button Free Audiobook. Voila! Hear you next week.